Greetings to Butler Church and to anyone else who's listening to this. I hope you're continuing to do well during this time of sheltering at home. And as we look forward to Easter, we had hoped we'd be able to be back together on Easter Sunday, but now it's not going to be that way. So we'll celebrate at home, but I do invite you to tune in to Butler's Easter Sunday service. You can check with the Butler Buzz or our website and find out when the details of that service tell you it will be held. We are in the middle of Holy Week, which is the week between Palm Sunday and Easter. Almost every day of that week, there is some commemoration by the church of something that Jesus and or his disciples did during that week. Today is Thursday, and it is called Maundy Thursday, M-A-U-N-D-Y, Maundy Thursday. But where did it get that name, and what does it mean? Well, the word Maundy comes from a Latin word which means commandment. The Latin word is mandatum. We get the English word mandate from that word, and it means commandment. And that word commandment has been attached to the Thursday of Holy Week. And here's the backstory. The Gospels tell us that on Thursday of Holy Week, Jesus and his disciples met for a meal, what we have come to call the Last Supper. Some of the Gospels say that that meal was on Passover, and others say it was the night before Passover. But whichever of those is true, we know he and his disciples met for this meal. And as they were eating together, Jesus got up from the table and took a basin of water and a towel and went around the room and washed the feet of every one of his disciples. Then he told them that he had done this in order to give them an example that they should follow. Later on in the meal, Jesus introduced them to the Lord's Supper, taking the bread and the wine and telling them to continue to eat the bread and drink the wine in remembrance of him. He told his disciples also that one of them would betray him, and he identified that one as Judas Iscariot, who then left the room. After Judas was gone, Jesus turned to the remaining disciples and he said these words to them, and I'm reading from John chapter 13. "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." He called it a new commandment. We have come to call it the Great Commandment. And the word commandment from Latin is mandatum. And because he gave that commandment during the Thursday night of the Last Supper, we have come to call this day of Holy Week Maundy Thursday. Many churches have special services on Maundy Thursday, and when they do, they always celebrate the Lord's Supper because Jesus gave us the Lord's Supper on that Thursday evening. And whenever they celebrate the Lord's Supper on that night, they remind each other that we are to love one another just as Jesus has loved us, because this is the way that all people will know we are his disciples. So during this week, even though we're isolated from each other, and even though we can't be together in person, we can continue to share our love for each other, to spread our love to each other, and to give thanks to Jesus for the love he's given to us. So I wish you a blessed Easter, and I look forward to the time when we can all be back together in worship again. May God bless each one of you.